Never blame Shakuni alone. What if I told you Gandhar's royal family was cursed long before he rolled his fatal dice? The story isn't about just one villain. It's about a shadow that haunted an entire dynasty. Why do we talk about Shakuni as if he was the mastermind behind every ill in the Mahabharata, when the roots of tragedy were sown centuries before him? Today, I'm going to show you the ancient curse that shaped Gandhar's fate, a curse whispered through palaces, carried by vines over barren hills, and etched into the minds of everyone who sat on its throne. By the end of this video, you'll see how history, fate, and family choices combined into a storm much bigger than one man's anger. Before we dive into the tangled history of Gandhar, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a hidden story like this, because every kingdom has secrets just waiting to be discovered. Gandhar. To most people, it's just a name in old stories, a far-off kingdom perched in the northwest, walls dusted with desert winds and echoing with the hum of scholars and merchants. Its capital city, Takshila, once buzzed with the voices of travelers, monks, and kings. But there's a chill beneath those tales. Centuries before Shakuni was born, Gandhar's royal palace saw moments of pain and choices that would ripple down generations. Let's imagine the scene. The sun setting behind distant mountains, the palace walls glowing orange. Inside, Queen Sudharma sits beside her young son. Her eyes are clouded. Servants whisper in dark corridors. She's mourning, not just the loss of her husband, the king, but a line of heartbreak and betrayal that goes deeper than anyone dares to say aloud. The first threads of the curse are barely visible. But in Gandhar, everyone knows. Misfortune reels out like a fisherman's net. Every eldest son meets a bitter end. Every ruler is forced into impossible choices, sacrificing happiness for power, loyalty for duty. The people of Gandhar speak in riddles. They say, if you're born to this house, don't dream in sunlight. The past always knocks at your chamber door. Why did the curse begin? The stories aren't clear. Some say it started when an old king refused shelter to a traveler at the city gates, angering a wandering sage. Others blame a jealous feud between brothers, greed that split the kingdom's soul in two. The curse isn't lightning or fire, it's quieter. Bad luck, twisted love stories, promises broken for the throne. As years pass, the pattern grows. A crown comes at a terrible cost. Mothers grieve. Brothers turn against each other. Even when peace descends, it's uneasy, a silence before the next storm. Shakuni grows up in this air, a boy with sharp eyes who learns early how shadowy secrets cloud the palace. He listens at doors. He asks questions people don't want to answer. Why does his father always sigh at night? Why does the temple priest sprinkle extra water before grand rituals? The elders warn him. There's pain in asking too much, young prince. But Shakuni can't help himself. One winter, news arrives. Kunti, sister to Gandhar's king, is married far away in Hastinapur. Another tie to the Kurus, another reason for heavy hearts. Shakuni's own sister, Gandhari, is promised to Dhritarashtra. Her wedding is announced with fanfare, but her eyes are dark with worry. Marriage to the blind prince is a duty, but also a sacrifice, the birthright of every Gandharan princess. Shakuni's thoughts whirl like crows in the sky. Why does his family keep paying the price for others' power games? Why are his sisters always offered as pawns in distant courts? That's when he first starts to hate, not one person in particular, but the entire chain of fate that ties his family down. But the curse won't let go. On the day Gandhari leaves for Hastinapur, the wind in the palace yard is colder than usual, and trees drop their leaves all at once. Mothers weep at the city gates. Servants murmur, another child sent away. When will it end? Gandhari arrives at Hastinapur and makes her famous vow. She will blindfold herself, sharing her husband's darkness. Some say this act was noble. Others call it the final blow that locked in Gandhar's fate. Shakuni's anger simmers. With each passing year, he hears tales of his sister's humiliation, her forced silence at court, the endless slights to her family's honor. It eats at him. But even Shakuni's plots, the famous dice games, the manipulation feel like echoes of that same ancient curse. He isn't the coys. He's just the latest to fight it, tooth and nail, with whatever weapons he has. His whispered plans in shadowy corridors, his mockery of the Kauravas, his sly comfort to his sister, these are a desperate prince's shield against a curse he was born into. Let's look closer at the biggest problem. Can a person ever break a curse of fate and family? That's what Gandhar's tale truly asks. Shakuni tries. Gandhari tries, too, with her act of solidarity. But the world outside doesn't care. Power, hunger, ancient promises, these swallow every hope for a simple, happy life. Other kingdoms notice the pattern. They say, don't marry a Gandharan. Sorrow clings to their robes. But for every fresh start, the curse returns. Take Gandhari's children, the Kauravas. 100 sons, destined for war. Did they have a chance? Or were they swept up in the same storm that toppled all their ancestors? Gandhari often sits in the garden at sunset, thinking of Gandhar's hills. She feels the weight of her choices pressing on her chest. Every time she hears her sons quarrel, she wonders, could this have ended differently? Her mind flashes back to her wedding day. The sky, her mother's voice, her brother's tears. Were they all just dominoes in a game that began centuries before they were born? The climax comes during the fateful dice game. The palace is packed. Faces glare, lips curl, sweat beads on foreheads. Shakuni's fingers roll the dice again and again. He remembers every night spent resenting the curse, all the rooms where he listened to his father's sorrow. His thoughts race, if I win, my family is avenged. If I lose, we were doomed from the start. But fate isn't swayed by wishes or rage. When Yudhishthir stakes everything and loses, Shakuni feels a brief triumph, then a deeper, older hollow ache. Nothing has changed. The curse rolls on, like the dice across marble floors. By the war's end, Gandhar's lineage is shattered. Gandhari stares at the burning horizon. Her brother, her sons, the palace she once called home, all lost. And the world forgets. They call Shakuni a villain, Gandhari a tragic queen. But few remember what came before: the heartbreak, the old promises, the wine blowing cold through Gandhar's empty halls. If you hear someone blame Shakuni alone for everything that happened at Kurukshetra, remember, curses can shape a family for centuries. Each person just tries, not always wisely, to survive the storm. The real story of Gandhar is one of pain echoing across time, and the impossible hope that maybe, someday, the chain will break. If you want more hidden truths behind your favorite stories, make sure to watch the next video on your screen.